Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. Every day. We do it our own way. Sing it out every day. Yeah, let's make it a good day. Every day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Now, here's Jason.
Welcome to the show. Thank you. Welcome. Hi, everybody. I had someone email me over the weekend and said that I look like an AI version of me in front of the curtain, so I'm moving just to prove that I'm actually real. There we go. There we go. There's the floor. The audience, I'm real, right? There we go. Yeah. Oh, the things people worry about. Hey, welcome to the show. I'm going to tell you in a little bit why this is a special episode of our show. But first, let me bring the funny. First up, it's definitely not a typical chicken sandwich, but I'm obsessed with this. You have to see what a restaurant in New York is selling. This is not a joke. Meet Claude the Claw. Bird Box Restaurant in New York is selling the chicken sandwich. Look at that!
No.
The chicken sandwich has the foot and talons still attached. Yeah. As you can imagine, it's becoming a hit with foodie influencers sharing video of themselves eating the fried talon. As the reviews come in, most say, now look, all hype and shenanigans aside, people are actually saying it is a 10 out of 10. Okay. And so was that reaction by the audience. Cue the music, Leo. Let's get started, everybody. Nice. Say hi to Fallon. There we go. Woo. Well, as you can see, it's very pink today.
Yes.
Yeah. For a very good reason. Everyone, and you saw it at the top, everyone in our audience today is wearing a limited edition Jason Show t-shirt. And because we want to help raise money by having you purchase one of the shirts online at jasonshowstore.com. This is why all proceeds from the t-shirt sale will benefit Hope Chest, which helps ease the financial burden of breast cancer treatment. We'll talk more about that as the hour goes on. But it is a special hour celebrating fighters and survivors and thrivers of breast cancer. We'll have more of that in a little bit. But first, how was your weekend?
It was good. It was hot. I went to eat dinner on a patio and did not look at the weather, and I got to 86 degrees in a sweatshirt and black leggings. And I was like, guys,
what are you doing?
I don't know. I got there. I was like driving in a zone. I had my daughter in the back, and I look, you know, it says the temperature on your car, and I was like, 86? I was like, hopefully we're inside. And my sister-in-law was like, sorry, I didn't make Saturday reservations. I accidentally made them for Sunday, so we're going to have to sit outside. And I was like, okay. Oh, God, I'm in a sweatshirt. So I was like, if you smell something ripe, it is me.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime I don't check the weather and I have something like that, I always get a smart aleck friend or a family member to say the following to me: don't you work in a building with weather people? Yeah, and it's like, yeah, I guess I
fair.
could go next door and ask the meteorologist what the weather's going to be, but yeah.
No.
I went to now I talk in TV terms. I know this isn't a sports term. I went to the season finale of The Twins on Sunday.
My husband was there.
Was he there too?
Yeah.
Oh, my 20s. I'll get depressed if I talk about it. They didn't do well toward the end. They kind of just, I'm not going to get into it, but it was so sad. It's like to me, it's like the end of the season. All of you, no matter where you are, Detroit, Orlando, if you love baseball, you got to say goodbye to the stadium for the year. I said goodbye to all the workers. Bye, Phyllis. Bye, George. You know, I said.
By workers, do you mean bartenders?
Don't encourage that behavior. But yes, they're all bartenders. Yeah, I Phyllis wasn't. Phyllis is a greeter.
Oh, okay,
Phyllis is a greeter. Yeah, that's my girl. Anyway.
I was going to say, when we went with you, you were like, meet my favorite bartender. And I'm sure hers is like, do you want a double like Jason gets? I'm like, I'm good with a single.
I am never taking you again. But yes, I enjoy a double from time to time. Yeah.
It was great. It was awesome.
As I said, we're going to get to the special reason why we are very pink in just a little bit. But first, no matter what day it is, we got to do the hot dish. Roll it, Leo. Here we go. Hot dish, hot topics. I love that this hot dish spoon still has my husband's little head on it. Isn't that nice?
Cute.
Yeah. Just to remind me that he's there. Okay, first up, the laughs are back on Saturday night. Maybe. SNL kicked off its history-making 50th season this weekend on NBC. One of our favorites, Emmy winner Gene Smart from Hacks, hosted the season premiere. Overall, how do I put this? Hated it. No. There were basically like 3 funny things, and I'm just being honest, the rest of it was a dumpster fire. One bit that did make me laugh, though, was Bowen Yang on Weekend Update, where he portrayed Fallon's favorite, the viral baby hippo named Mudang. Look.
Sorry, Mudang, it must be so stressful having the whole world watching you.
Honestly, Colin, sometimes I feel like I live my life in a cage, you know? Like an animal trapped in a zoo for people to look at.
Well, that's kind of what you are.
No, Colin, I have a career, okay? I've been approached by brands, Maybelline, Away Luggage, but I will only stand behind products that I believe in, like sweet potatoes and hose water. Hose!
That was funny for reasons the at-home viewer has no idea.
I loved it.
The opening sketch took aim at the presidential candidates and introduced some new players for the season. That includes comedian Jim Gaffigan playing Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. Yeah. Running mate of Vice President Kamala Harris. Yeah. And SNL legend Dana Carvey also appeared as President Joe Biden. This is what I love. Look, again, I'm going to give him a pass. I'm hoping the rest of the season will be good. But the reason I'm going to love this season is because of, you just heard me say Dana Carvey. Lauren Michaels said we're going to be seeing more of that. Players from the past are going to be sprinkled in.
I'm excited for that.
I'm excited for that. So the fact that, look, if you're my age, the Dana Carvey cast is one of the casts that you remember. And back in the day, few things were funnier than Dana Carvey as the church lady or as George H.W. Bush. Dana Carvey does great presidential imitations. Yeah.
see, in my era was Will Ferrell as
George Bush.
George Bush, yeah.
Oh, God, both were great. H.W., Dana Carvey, 1,000 points of light, 1,000 points of light. Thank you. They're all my age if you're laughing at that. If you're young, you're like, what? Lights? Anyway, next on the dish, let's stick with TV. One of the most comforting shows on TV returned for its 12th season this weekend. I'm talking about the Great British Baking Show. It premiered on Netflix on Friday with the new batch of bakers. It was Cake Week, and the bakers had to create a show-stopping 3D design for the final challenge. Because, you know, in each episode, if you don't watch it, there are 3 challenges. There is also a new twist to the second challenge in every episode called the Technical Challenge. Listen to this. Bakers were shown the final result, but given absolutely no recipe to follow. And spoiler alert, I'm going to give you a moment. No one went home in the first week because one of the contestants got sick. So they didn't send anybody home. But let me explain that challenge, because I was watching this episode with someone who's never watched an episode of Bake Off, and I said, usually in the technical, because you don't watch it either, do you?
No, is it the same people the whole season, though?
The same bakers, yeah, they whittle them down.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So the technical challenge is special because they basically, you take the cloth off and they give you the ingredients, but a minimal recipe that basically just says flour, milk, butter.
No.
And then you got to figure out what to do with it. Now they've made it harder. They don't even write down anything. They give you the finished product to eat and the ingredients, and you got to figure out how to make it.
That's my nightmare. Baking is like, that's how my mama is. I'm like, how do you make this recipe? She's like, a dash of this, a pinch of that. I'm like, Mama, I need tablespoons. I need cups.
Yeah.
I do not know what you are saying.
I know. My mama did the same thing.
I have no idea what you're saying.
Oh, I relate. That's how Papa Earl, my biscuits, he didn't write anything down. And as a kid, I'm like watching, I'm like, what are you doing? So that's why it took me 10 years to figure out what he did. Anyway, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Back in a moment, everybody.
Our special hour continues in just a little bit with more inspirational stories from survivors and thrivers. Then, Stephanie Hansen will join us with her personal story. Plus, she'll tell you conversations to avoid. And I'm so excited to shine a light on the African American Breast Cancer Alliance. That and more when our special hour continues.
Welcome back to the show. Beautiful audience today. We say this from time to time. Our show is built for fun. We want the show to be an hour where you forget about things and just laugh and let us make fools of ourselves to make you laugh. But every so often, I call them exit ramps. We stop to spotlight things that we think are important, and this is one of those days. We're devoting the rest of the hour to a special cause that impacts millions of people around the world, perhaps. Maybe you're watching and it's affecting you right now, and I'm talking breast cancer. We're teaming up with OBGYN West to raise awareness and raise money to end breast cancer as we know it. Absolutely. So, please welcome our first guest, Dr. Katie Toff from OBGYN West Premier Women's Health, as well as Dawn, a cancer survivor and thriver. Hi, ladies.
Hello.
How you doing?
Great. Thanks for having us.
No. Dawn, thank you for being here. If you wouldn't mind, let's start at kind of the beginning. Take us, if you would, to the moment no one wants to have. I mean, the moment you find out, take me to that. What was that like?
Well, honestly, I found out by accident. I found a lump getting out of the shower, and I called OBGYN West and got it checked out, had a biopsy, and of course that was breast cancer results.
And when you heard the result, when they inform you, what is it, an out-of-body experience, Dawn? I mean, what is that like?
It was overwhelming
Yeah.
and shocking. And my husband, who's here in the audience with me today, came with me to the appointment. And it was really a great comfort to have him there,
Yeah.
because when I found out those results, I initially just sat in his lap for a few minutes, and then just was thinking about how do we tell our kids, who were 8 and 11 at the time. And so it was tough news.
Everything just kind of, I bet everything just kind of washes over you.
It does.
You're thinking about you, you're thinking about the family, you're thinking about, and it's just overwhelming. So
Yep.
working with OBGYN West, it's a mouthful on a Monday. Yeah.
It is.
What was the most comforting thing? It seems like a generic question, but what was the best thing about that team?
Well, I've been with Dr. Katie Toff for 15 years, and she's incredible. So anytime I have any questions, or throughout the whole process, I knew that she was always there to help if I had any questions.
Doctor, let me turn to you. What is it about your team? What sets you? Go ahead, humble brag a lot. What is the best thing about your team and what you do?
Well, I think we all feel really blessed to be in women's health, and we have an up-close view in touching people's lives at the most amazing, joyous moments, and at the amazing, challenges that life throws at you. And I think, medicine is a bit of an art, sometimes less of a science. So getting to know patients at a personal level, and my team as well, like, we care about the person, not just the patient, if that makes sense. And it makes it easier to do my job when I understand what she personally values in making her health decisions.
Can I ask you a question? Well, that's a dumb question, Jason. That's why you're here. But,
Please.
I mean, you're kind of on my show. I kind of should ask you a question. But, Doctor, let me ask you just a personal question, because I asked Dawn. I was thinking about this, and you'll see where I'm going with this. I recently had an episode with one of our puppies, and I looked at my husband and I said, "I'm feeling for us, but I'm also feeling for the emergency doctor that had to deliver me the bad news." And I'm like, how do you handle that on the daily? What do you do? I asked Dawn how she was. How do you protect yourself, and how do you make sure that you are there, you're present for your patients at the same time as taking care of you?
Yeah, it's a fantastic question, and I think I don't do it alone. I have great support as well. I have a husband and 3 gorgeous kids and a fantastic family that are always there to support me. I have my Peloton in the basement. that
Do you have a favorite instructor, Doctor? Anybody?
To put them on the spot.
It's fine. Yeah.
I do a ton of them. That's a good outlet.
Yeah.
When things get feeling a little heavy. And I try to treat patients how I would want to be treated. So I try not to overthink it, because then it gets more scientific. And really, like, I'm a person just like no different than anybody else. And I just try to deliver that information just like if I was sitting in her shoes, how I would want to hear it. I brought my mom with me today, who is a breast cancer survivor for 10 years. So I've been through it with my family.
Yeah. Dawn, I always like episodes like this, because I know, normally I think, oh, there's someone that's having a bad day and Eric dressed as a squirrel will make them laugh. Today, I'm thinking, okay, there's somebody watching that may be waiting for some news, just got some news, is worried about getting an exam. What message do you have for all types of women sitting here? What's a piece of advice? What's a good message that you can deliver to folks?
I really have 3 things I would say. I would say, first, do your self-checks. I wasn't very good about doing that, and I was able to find my cancer early, and I didn't need chemo or radiation because I found it early. Do your mammograms, and also, take good self-care. Be your own best advocate. If something doesn't feel right, ask questions, push back, because I had a few instances like that, and I was glad I pushed back. And then I would also say lean on your network, and that's the most important thing. And for me, family, friends, coworkers, my Westbrook Church family, my neighbors, and also, I like to look for positivity in every day.
Yeah.
So I did find the Jason Show when I was recovering from my mastectomy.
Thank you, sweetheart.
And I have been a fan, honestly, ever ever since, and it brought me joy every single day.
Oh.
And the last thing I would say is to my husband and my 2 boys who are here with me today, all the love and support that they gave me was incredible and just got me through so much. I love them so much.
Oh. I'm 20 minutes into it. I'm crying already. Doctor, really quick, I want to ask you just quickly before we move on, the same question to you. If you have one message that you want to deliver, because I know people are watching and I know people are taking this information, what do you want to say?
I just want to, I always say talk to your doctor, and it should be like a shared decision making. I think it's scary when you start screening, how often you screen, how you screen, what technology you use. All of that can be very individualized.
Yeah.
So if you're feeling overwhelmed with the options, or maybe you want to do it a little bit different, your doctor should be able to meet you where you're at,
yes.
To make it work for you. And early detection matters. You live longer after your diagnosis if you were picked up with screening. And so don't be afraid. Come on in. We have mammography in multiple locations on purpose to make it really easy when people are busy and running with family and friends and careers. I was like, get your mammogram.
Yes. No matter where you are, no matter where you're watching us from, all of our cities, Detroit, Iowa, do it. Do it for you, do it for your family, and listen to your body. Give it up for Dawn and Dr. Katie. OBGYN West, Premier Women's Health, has 4 locations here in Minnesota if you're watching us from our home city, Waconia, Eden Prairie, Minnetonka, and Chaska. Learn more at premierwomenshealthmn.com. Don't worry, we'll be posting all this on social. Well, like I mentioned earlier, our audience is full of beautiful people affected by breast cancer. When someone is going through treatment, the last thing they should have to worry about are finances, like paying for childcare or paying the mortgage or even driving here and there. Hope Chest for Breast Cancer is here to help. All proceeds from the sale of our limited edition Jason Show t-shirts I've been telling you about for a little while benefit that unbelievable organization that alleviates some of the financial burdens of cancer treatment. So joining me now is the executive director of Hope Chest for Breast Cancer. Give it up for Maureen, everybody. Hello, Maureen.
Hi, Jason.
You look great. You got the pink memo, Maureen. Okay, for those people that may not be, I love this organization. I've been familiar with it for years. I kind of gave a little bit there. Break it down for me. What's the main goal?
Really, Jason, the main goal is to help breast cancer patients just taking away that worrisome concern about how they are going to handle things on a financial basis. We know 2/3 of the cost is non-medical for breast cancer.
2/3.
2/3. And so to be able to alleviate and eliminate and just give a moment of, I'm going to be okay, I can put food on the table, makes all the difference.
Because energy matters. Your body is fighting, and you got to put that energy in the right column. And you shouldn't have to be worrying about your electric bill or cable or anything like that.
Correct.
It's unbelievable. And how Hope Chest got started, it's a great story. It started by 2 sisters, right?
So Hope Chest for Breast Cancer Foundation was founded in 2001 by Barbara Hensley. And Barbara's 2 sisters were diagnosed with breast cancer. And this was back in the 90s. And unfortunately, both sisters passed away. But the story of Barbara is she is sitting with Patty, her younger sister, at chemotherapy. And across is a mother and 2 kids. And Barbara was like, and she said, she went over and said, can I help you? Can I give you a ride home? And the woman said, no, we're used to this. We take the bus. It's not a problem, but thank you. And that's when Barbara said right then and there she knew she had to do something. And that was when Hope Chest for Breast Cancer Foundation was born.
That's amazing. I don't even tell you. What's amazing about that is there are a lot of, you know what I'm going to say, we all say something like that, I'm going to do it. The fact that she did it,
yes.
The fact that she saw that and activated it is amazing. And that leads me to this. I mentioned it briefly. You guys help with all sorts of things, not just, you do help with transportation, am I right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. All types of transportation. We provide gift cards on Uber. We do auto-related expenses. We had a cancer patient up in northern Minnesota that had her 13-year Toyota in the shop, and she could not afford to pay the bill. And so she contacted us, and I said, hold on, we'll take care of it. I called the owner of the garage. I said, Joe, help. We need to help her. And together we were able to take care of the bill, and she had her car, and she called me up and she said, Maureen, I'm so happy because I can now go to my chemotherapy.
Let me tell you, the fact that, really, I'll end with this. Anybody locally, if you're watching and you're a business and you get a call from Maureen, you best say yes. Give it up for Maureen, everybody. To learn more about the great work being done for Hope Chest, by Hope Chest for breast cancer, visit right there, hopechest.com. And again, we'll be posting all this on social. Lots more to come. We'll be right back. Back after this.
Let's make it a good day.
Oh, great day, beautiful day. Hope yours is going well. Welcome back. It's a special episode shining a light on the fight against breast cancer. Our next guest is not only one of our regulars on the show, she's family. She is also a breast cancer survivor. Give it up for Stephanie Hansen, everybody.
Thanks.
Welcome back, friend.
Thank you.
Missed you.
I know. It's been...
You're
I had
off
a good
traveling.
trip. I was, but it's a good trip.
Can we, before we get to, there's a specific topic in the galaxy of breast cancer we want to talk about in this segment, but briefly, can you, for people, you know, we have a new gang of audience in Detroit, briefly share your own cancer story?
At 42 years old, I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. I had had a mammogram 6 months before, and I felt like a weird kind of lump, and my mom had breast cancer, so I got it checked right away. I had surgery, double mastectomy, 35 rounds of radiation. I was in chemotherapy treatment for basically 2 years. And there is just a lot. Like, it's a long process for a lot of people that are more than stage 1 because it just takes a long time to get treatment. But I'm 15 years out, and yeah.
Hell yeah, you are.
I think I just said how old I was too. No, I'm thrilled to be A, alive, but B, also here to just help people understand a little bit. 1 in 8 are going to get breast cancer. So if you think about your book club or your group at work, or even just like in each row, there's about 8 people. So you look around, that means one of you in the group will get cancer, and breast cancer in particular, and think about all the people that you know that have already had it. It's kind of crazy that we don't have a cure for cancer, but that's a topic for another day.
Yeah. That's an episode for a different day.
Yeah, we can go to the moon.
Yeah. This, though, I want to focus on a specific area of this conversation, and there's nobody better to deliver this than you, because you have zero filter and you give 0 blanks.
That's
you
true.
Give, you give 0 blanks, and that is things to not bring up with cancer fighters, survivors, and thrivers. And so things not to say. Avoid battle language, or you take it away.
No, that's good.
Avoid battle language.
We use words like fight and you got this, and the idea of that, while positive, is also there's winners and losers in a fight, right? And nobody wanted to be in this fight, and frankly, some days you're exhausted. You don't feel like fighting. You don't want to hold up the whole world with your positivity for breast cancer. You just are trying to get through the day. My biggest takeaway from what I'm going to say today is, first of all, say anything. Say something, because the people that show up for you, you will remember, and you'll be surprised who it is that shows up for you. But just remembering, like, one of the things people always say is, oh, there must be breast cancer in your family. Well, yes, there was in my case, but I didn't really know that at the time, and most people don't have it necessarily in their family. Oh, well, you must have the breast cancer gene. No, I don't. I probably have a different gene that we haven't discovered yet. Or like the horror stories of grandma jeans, black breasts that fell off, and you know, you're just like, oh, please, I don't want to hear any of this.
I told you, that's why she's doing it.
It's true, though. People seem to want to tell you the worst case scenario that they or someone they know went through, and you're like, how is that comforting to me right now?
And here's what people are doing, and it's with love that I say this. You are trying to find a way to compartmentalize it so that this can't happen to you. Because nobody wants this. This isn't something that anyone's really like looking forward to.
It's a club no one wants to be in.
It isn't. And once you're in that club, believe me, I've had a lot of goodness from having breast cancer, believe it or not. With a lot of perspective, I've changed my entire life in ways that are definitely for the better. That's why I don't give any blanks, because I'm still here to not give them.
Yeah. Next thing to avoid. Avoid silver lining language.
Yeah.
Avoid silver lining. What does that mean?
Like, a lot of times you hear, well, if you were going to get cancer, breast cancer is the one to get. Well, no, not really. We've got better treatment. We have a lot more that we can do with it. But no cancer is great. It's still cancer. It still changes your life forever. And it still gives you a glimpse at your own mortality that, frankly, no one really wants. So there is no good cancer. Cancer is still cancer.
Bravery language.
Everybody means so well when they're like, you're so brave, I can't believe it. Well, what other choices do you have other than being brave? You don't get to choose whether you're going, you get to make choices about your body, but frankly, all the choices are horrible. Like, do you want one breast? Do you want two breasts? Do you want no breasts? Oh, you get new breasts. Well, getting new breasts isn't exactly like plastic surgery that you're getting on The Real Housewives. It means they've hollowed you out, burned you out, and basically what you're left with is some pretty damaged skin that they try to shore up. So it's none of it is like, oh, I'm just getting a new set of boobs. It's so great. No.
And then, I before the show starts, I put a quarter in her like an Aldi shopping cart, and I just let her go. Yeah. Avoid vague. This is interesting. I know we got to wrap here, but we got to get to this. Avoid vague offers. What do you mean?
Okay. Well, let me know if you need anything. Let me know how I can help. Nope, sorry, I'm just trying to get through the next day. If you really want to help someone, what is your unique skill set? Are you a neighbor? Can you drive their kid to school? Are you a man that lives next to a breast cancer surviving woman? Can you mow her lawn? Not to be sexist, but men should mow the lawn, not ladies. Can you shovel someone's driveway? Can you pick up some groceries? Can you be specific about, like, hey, I'm going to Domino's, can I get you an extra pizza? Whatever it is, be specific about what your skill sets are. And even if you can't do much, just to say, I'm thinking about you. I had a friend that is a friend's husband, and he sent me a card every day for 2 years. And he would just sign his name. But it was a funny card. They were kind of risque sometimes. And every week I knew that he was thinking about me in just the simplest way because he sent me that card.
More with the very demure Stephanie Hansen when we return. Back in a moment, everybody.
Very demure, very classy.
Let's make it.
Welcome back to our special episode. We're glad you're here. Well, chances are you'll find yourself in a position to support a breast cancer survivor at some point in your life, and Hansen's sticking around with her list of what to cook if this is your love language for your friends who are newly diagnosed. Let's get right into this, something family friendly.
Well, still, women are the one that are predominantly with breast cancer, and we know that women are primarily responsible for preparing a lot of the meals. So if you want to bring food to a breast cancer survivor or someone that's in treatment, what you're really doing is helping to feed their family, right? Because it's just, you're helping them as well. So thinking about dishes that you can make that maybe have separate components, that can be something that can be in the fridge if she's not really feeling it that day, but maybe she's going to be feeling it in the next couple days. Do you want to talk about some specific things?
Go ahead, yay.
So these are all types of recipes that, thinking about just breaking down components, right? So spring roll in a bowl is a good one because you can bring like the veggies, the vermicelli noodle, the chicken, the shrimp, so something that the family can assemble based on their individual tastes. Chili is always good, whether you're making it with meat or just with out. You can put like, you know, the Crispies on top, the cheese, so that again, it's something that can be set out for the family. Also, those containers that are in that picture are great for freezing. So if they're not feeling it that day, or if they're on a meal train and someone's already come by with lots of food, having freezer food is actually really a lifesaver. Someday I'll tell you the story, or maybe I'll tell you today, I don't know. The last day of my treatment, I had my final radiation, and you ring the bell, and I got home, and I had all these groceries, and I had 2 teenage girls at home, my daughter and my niece, and they were going, what's in the bag? What, you got that kind of turkey? Well, I don't want. And they were grousing about the groceries, and I started throwing the groceries into the refrigerator. It's turkey! It's ham! And you're gonna like it! And I so realized, I looked at their faces, and I literally just took 1 bag of groceries and just flipped it upside down in the kitchen, and I said, I am done with cancer treatment, and I am done with you, and I'm going to bed. So I did.
One more. Seems obvious, but something loaded with nutrition.
Yeah, a lot of times when you're in cancer treatment, you're craving carbohydrates. The funny thing is the carbohydrates are the things that are trying to kill you. So if you can like do salad, or you can do lentils, or you can do things with beans, things that have a lot of high nutritional value, but maybe aren't super laborious to prepare. Soup is like my love language. Anytime you can make soup, people always feel good about that. And then also something that they don't have to cook. So like even if it's like a Stouffer's lasagna or a
rotisserie chicken.
Yeah, a rotisserie chicken with some salad bar fixings. Anything you do. I have one friend that literally brought me a pile of leftover fruit from an event. And I was just like, wow, I can prepare this in a smoothie. I really just knew that she cared about me and that she was trying to make me feel better. There's also like services that you can buy, like a whole chicken noodle soup thing with chocolate chip cookies that they'll deliver. Anything you can do, soup in a mason jar is wonderful.
To take the pressure off.
Yeah. People still have to work. People are still, that's the thing, like when you have cancer, your whole life is still happening.
Yeah.
So you have to go to your job. You have to go to your exercise class. You have to do all your stuff, plus have cancer. It's a full-time job alone.
Give it up for Stephanie Hansen, everybody, for all of her recipes. As always, head to stephaniesdish.com and watch new episodes of her cooking show, Taste Buds with Stephanie, on the Fox Local app. Another special guest when we come back. Back in a moment, everybody. That was great, Stepharoo.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Yeah, let's make
Welcome back. They are the facts about breast cancer you may not know about. Since 2019, breast cancer is the leading cause of cancer death for black women. And sadly, black women are more than 40% more likely to die from breast cancer compared to white women. One organization is out to change those statistics. Joining me is the co-founder, president, CEO, accountant, everything, yeah. Administrator. Everything of the African American Breast Cancer Alliance. Give it up for Riona Berry, everybody. Miss Berry, thank you for being here. Thank you. The whole team was very excited to have you. Very excited to shine a light on the organization. When and how did it start, if I may ask?
We started in October 1990, and actually several of the breast cancer survivors that I met at the YWCA Encore program in downtown Minneapolis. And so we were just a few black women there, and we kept thinking, where are the other black women with breast cancer? Am I the only black woman in Minnesota with breast cancer? And so Linda Finney was our first president, and she asked the question, why aren't we talking about breast cancer in our communities and in our family?
And that's how it started.
That's how it
Again,
started.
an idea and then executed. I don't mean to put you on the spot. I'm not a doctor, but can I ask, why are black women more likely to die from breast cancer?
One of the major reasons is late diagnosis. Unfortunately, and I can attest to that, I waited 6 months before I went in, and some women are in denial. They don't want to deal with it at all until, like you were talking about, the black breast turns and it falls off. That does happen, and it happened in, you know, past 100 years ago, 50 years ago. People did not talk about breast cancer, and they were ashamed in a lot of cases.
Do you see it, not just your organization, but the organizations like yours across? Are you seeing that change, Ms. Berry? Are you seeing the awareness lead to conversations and the conversations leading to action?
Absolutely. We have seen people start their own organizations and actually reach out to their family and friends. They've actually joined other groups and to help be more vocal about it. I think the fact that people don't want to talk about it had been really a barrier. Also, the fact that social economic reasons that they didn't want to talk about, didn't want to do anything, and lack of information. But now it's like we're taking breast cancer out of the closet. You know, we have to learn about it to live.
What is it like for you on a personal level, knowing that something that you do, something that you, as I read off your title, you do everything, something that you do quite literally leads to saving lives? That must be a blessing for you.
It is, and actually when we go to different events, and it's still a quiet thing. When we're at a table, a lady will come up to me and very quietly say, I'm a survivor. I have breast cancer. And that's a good thing, because at least she found someone to say it to and be with. So we offer our support groups.
I was gonna say the group in large, and I said a little bit in the intro there. List off some of the things, it's many tentacled, that the group does.
We actually collaborate with different community organizations like the American Cancer Society, SAGE, which is the SAGE program for breast cancer detection. We work with churches, workplaces, we do presentations. We actually have a lot of connections within our black community, like the Anika Foundation, so we work with them. And we're actually going to St. Cloud and Duluth to share that information about breast cancer.
And if you're watching from all across the country, no matter where, Orlando, Chicago, Detroit, Seattle, check, as they say, check your local listings, Google. I'm sure, Ms. Berry, I'm sure there are probably mirrored organizations across the country.
Yes, there are. I mean, they actually modeled themselves after ours. And
as they should. Darn it.
So,
it's great.
Yeah.
It's, I know it sounds goofy, but angels here on earth. Just congratulations for the work that you and your organization are doing. Give it up for Riona Berry, everybody, from the African American Breast Cancer Alliance. Right there, aabcainc.org. And if you missed it, we're going to put this whole thing on social and spread the word no matter where you are. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Ms. Berry, thank you. That was wonderful. Welcome back. Special day, special audience. Don't forget to come see us. Eventbrite.com. Search for The Jason Show. Fallon, do you mind if I leave you for just a second? I'm going to go over here. Don't mean to walk in front of you. Obviously, as I said at the top, this whole audience is filled with very special people. Fallon and I are standing on there getting ready to come back, and this lovely lady pointed out her Gerg, let's get a shot of the boots if we could. And do you mind? And would you mind saying what you said to me off air?
Boots, not boobs.
Right there. We'll be right back. Back in a moment, everybody. Oh, God. Go get those T-shirts, my friend, and help this wonderful cause. Are we giving... Jeff, are we giving Thomas extra money for the modeling today? There we go, floor director Thomas. Hey, I also want to point you in the direction of the Jason Show socials, the TikTok, Insta, Facebook, MySpace, I don't know, yeah, OnlyFans, whatever. We talked to some of the amazing people in our audience, and you can see their stories a little bit later. But right now, I want to say thank you to this audience. I want to say thanks to all of you. And again, go to our store to get those T-shirts. And if you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, go out there and be yourself, because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Thanks for watching, everybody. We appreciate you today more than ever. We'll see you tomorrow.